Alright everybody, I decided I'm going to go ahead and do this video versus waiting. I should have done it, I don't know, yesterday. I just haven't had time to do it, trying to get everything squeezed into one day. So, let's just get started with, obviously this is our weekly video, but this is also our estimate review video that we do, and we have distribution coming up shortly. So let's just look here at the bottom. So the last ex-dividend date was May 6th. So the declaration date would have been May 3rd. So that would have been our first earning date for this pay period, at least we assume. And then the next declaration date is June 5th. So we have the earn dates till June, from May 3rd to June 4th, which is a total of 22 days. And we've completed 16 days, or 73%. And we have 6 days, or 27% remaining. So yeah, so 6 days left. I should have brought up a calendar. So Monday's a holiday, so that'll be 4 days next week and 2 days the week after that. So as far as the estimates go, the way we've been doing these is, once I start doing them, I do them every day, because everybody sort of likes watching them, right? So let me know if that's what you want to do this week. I really don't know how much the numbers change between each day. But if you want me to do them, I'll do them. It's no big deal for me, right? The data's here. I just got to do the video with the updated numbers. If you don't want me to do them every day, then I can do them again on Tuesday. And then I can do them again on Friday. Or I can do them Tuesday, Thursday, and then I can do them for the weekly video. I'm trying to think of what day of the week that is. I can't even think. So it's the beginning of the month. Okay, yeah, so I could do them, no, that doesn't make sense either, does it? Sorry, I didn't think this through, and I can't pull the calendar up, and I don't have one in front of me. So it's just doing one Tuesday because that's the next trading day. So it would really make sense to do it Wednesday and then do it again on Friday or the weekend for the weekly video, and then do it the following Monday and Tuesday. I can do it every day, or I can do it Wednesday, follow up with the weekly, and then do Monday, Tuesday. So y'all let me know at the bottom. The majority, whoever says they want to do it every day or basically every other day, majority rules. So if you have a preference, put it in the bottom. If you don't, that's fine too. So I just want to talk through that. And so let's go through this as a reminder of what we're looking at here. So declaration date, like I said, is going to be June 5th, and ex-dividend date is June 6th. The outstanding shares here and the data is going to be as of the end of the day on Friday. So obviously we have the outstanding shares at the top, and then we'll have the change of that outstanding shares. So outstanding shares here, and the change of the outstanding shares since the last distribution, or since, actually that's wrong, it's like the last ex-dividend date or something. I forget. So that minus a bunch of stuff, B1 on 1. Okay. Okay, let me look, because I know I had to change this last week, so I shouldn't have to change it again, but let's just make sure. Yeah. So that is from the the change from here. So this was the last declaration date. So I don't know if I do it like that every time. Honestly, off the top of my head, it might have just been because it was a Friday. Dang it. So let's go back. So since the last declaration date is what we have there. And when we say last declaration date is actually, the end of the day, the beginning of the day on ex-dividend date. So however you want to look at it, their outstanding or their holdings is always dated for the next day, in case you didn't know that. So anyway, then we'll have the start date there of these with the ex-dividend date, after the dividend or distribution drop, and then the current price, well, the change, I guess, where's my thing? And then we have the change dollar amount, change percentage, and then we have a ranking based on the ranking of with the ETFs and the ranking of the underlying. And then we have the range of the distributions, the lowest and the highest, along with the lowest and highest yield. Last month's distribution, along with its yield, implied volatility, which in this case would be like for the last 30 days, 82%, and then estimate based on the 82%. Then the short call premium received, the cents there, and then percentage for a yield there for using that as an estimate. And then the first time, so this will be for June. So for April, it would have been the first full month that I had done this. The distributions were actually close to these two numbers. This last month for May's distributions, they were closest to all three of these numbers. Like, actually, they were closest to the short call. So, for the majority of them. So, when I did averages last month, if you had watched and everything else, they were based on the first two. This month, I went to doing all three of them, which is similar to how I had it the first month. So, again, we're just, again, trying to play around with these and the numbers and formulas to get a better idea. I think this would be a better picture. Of course, the distribution could make it way off. Like this one, it's at almost its lowest distribution amount at 41 cents. And then next month it could be up to $1.35 or something, right? So that can make that skewed extremely a lot. So if we had gotten short call of $1 something, the average of these three would be way lower. But again, it's all just an estimate, right? And all I'm doing is doing some formulas to try to give us an idea. So when you look at these, you can say, okay, this was last month. If we're looking at IV, this is this month. If we're just looking at the short call premium they received, this is this month. And just one of these is not how they do it, right? Or even a combination of these. There's lots of factors. And then there's some factors that don't involve necessarily calculations. Or any data or calculations of data we have. So anyway, this is data here. And then what we do at the bottom is we're using a range. So current estimate range is using these three numbers. And it's looking the highest and the lowest. And then it's taking an average of those three numbers and putting a percentage. Now, this section is brand new. I did show it on a weekly video a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week. I can't remember if I did a weekly video last week. I have a feeling I didn't because I had drill and it was a rough weekend for me. But this has only been seen, I think, in one video. And basically what I was doing is projecting, taking the data or taking what we've earned so far for this short call premium, projecting what we've made for the time frame that we made it in, right? And then multiplying that by the number of days that we have remaining. And then that's where this comes up. So this one actually shows 94 cents. However, once you get towards the end, it's not so accurate. And I only say that because I think I had built it before, but then I didn't use it. And I incorporated it this last time right at the beginning, right, to give us an idea. But once you get towards the end, if you have only one, like Friday left, which is where the majority of the trades are, which is where they bring in their premium most of the time, then, but there's 2 weeks, but one of those left, then it can make those numbers off, right? So anyway, it's just a little off, and maybe, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I had this based on a day, but maybe I should do it based on a week, you know, based on how many Fridays we have in the month, and do an estimate that way. I'm almost, 100% sure that's not how I do it now. So anyway, I'll leave that on here for this minute, for this weekly video. But and then it just gives a future average, so it's using those three numbers. So in this case, it would be like this 94 would be like what we're expecting of the future of this one. But right now we're at 69 cents, and we know we have one Friday left. So, and that's based on 3. Yeah, so this is, maybe I should change this future estimate to the number of Fridays, because right now we can see that, well, I don't know, but if we take a third of that, you're looking, 20 something cents, right? So if you added 20 something cents, that it gets us to 89, not to 94. I mean, it is still fairly close, but we have one Friday left. If we didn't have a Friday left, though, for instance, we go through this next Friday, and then we have Monday and Tuesday. Well, if I was still using this at the bottom, they're probably not bringing any income either one of those days, so it wouldn't make sense to do that at the bottom. That's why I've hit it previously. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's just me talking it out. You're my sounding board at this point. So if you want to give me any opinions, feel free to do so. Anyway, so we're going to move on. And then we have the short call. If you're looking at the all or the net trades on line 19, where's the little pointer thing? There it is. So 34 cents for the net calls, and again, a percentage, synthetic trades, and then total trades, right? So those two added together, but these are not being used in any calculations here at the bottom. So that's just to give you a little overview of this in case you're brand new, and then feel free from here on out to just fast forward to the ETF that you're wanting to look at, because we will go through these in alphabetical order. I will say that I just thought about, so GDXY is not here. Not that it was going to pay out a distribution, but I did not update this at all for any new ETFs. But it's not going to pay a distribution so for those of you just looking for a distribution, then it wouldn't matter because it's not paying out this month. Did I not just say insert a column? Okay, so let's undo. I don't know what I just did. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to put placeholders in here. So I'll remember, because we have GDXY, and then we have YBIT, which will be paying a distribution. You know what? But it won't be here. I don't cover that in this video. And I don't even have the data in this folder. So, yeah. So I just need to add GDXY to this one. So I'll remember to do that. Let me just make these red. And then we'll have that for later. For the next video. I apologize. It's not here. Again, it would just be at this point just showing what they did this week, because this one should not be paying a distribution this next month, since it is spanking brand new. And none of the other single stock ETFs have paid early. They've always waited until they had a full month. I don't think we had any that were 3 or so weeks. I think it was a full month, but I could be wrong. Okay, so anyway, don't forget to let me know what you want in the bottom, as far as if you want it every single day, if you want it every other day. And I'll do whatever the majority states. So I didn't really go through, I explained these, but I didn't go through it. So let's just start with AIYY here. So we have 2,575,000 outstanding shares. They haven't increased 2% since the last declaration date. AIYY is down 5%, while AI is only down 1%. And just a reminder, I do believe earnings is this week, possibly Wednesday. Sorry, I don't have my phone to look it up, and I forgot to look it up between videos. So anyway, AIYY is ranking 19 of the, well, it's gonna be 19 of the previous 19 ETFs, because I don't have GDXY listed yet, so it doesn't include that one yet for the single stock ETFs. And actually, now that I say that, we have crash. And I don't know if it's going to pay out this next month. It's fairly new. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been around a month. So then the way I do it on the daily holdings, it's at the very end, because it's a short put and not a short call. And I keep it separate, but I can put it in alphabetical order here, or I can put it at the end. The only reason I do it at the end on the holdings is because it's a different strategy, right? So when I go to explain it, I don't want to have to swap my brain. It's hard enough, but in between all the other ones. Here, it doesn't really matter, because we're not talking about strikes or synthetics or anything else. So let me know if y'all want me to put crash in here in alphabetical order with the rest of these, or if you just want me to put it at the very end like I do on the holdings. So sorry, that's the second thing, to let me know what you want, because I do, most of you, the ones that have been watching me for a very long time, I try to do what the majority of you want. You just have to put your 2 cents in. So anyway, so I guess that means we do have more here. So anyway, for AIYY, distributions are between, historical distributions have been between 40 cents and $1.35. Last month's distribution was 41 cents. Right now, IB is, based on IB, it's 79 cents. Of course, we're going into earnings, so just know that. But right now, based on the short call premium, it's 69 cents a share. Or it's 69 cents, sorry. Then we have if we want to just look at the trades, which is usually important for our weekly videos. Of course, most of you would probably disagree and say, no, we just really wanted to know what the distribution estimate's going to be. But, all right, so that data is there for the short call trades, the all trades, the net, and then the synthetic trades and the total. I'm not going to read those. But then we have the current estimated range to be between, and actually, so I'm going to look at the future. We have the current, right? The current estimated range based off the current numbers as of this second. So I'm going to leave it on here. I'm not going to hide it, but I'm going to talk about the future estimate trades. So here for a future estimate, it looks like we have 41 and 94 cents, or an average of 71 cents a share there. All right, let's try to move through the rest of these fairly quickly. All right, so AMDY, it looks like we've decreased our share since the last declaration date by 2%. So we're at 6,325,000. It's nice to see this one come up. It came up by 8%, and AMD came up by 9%. And I didn't talk about this, but the red 8 is only because it's not that it's negative. It's just because it's lower than AMD. So AMD came up 9%, so it did better than AMDY. And then AMD rankings with the ETFs is 13, and AMD is 17. So those rankings will be there, but I don't think I'm going to read those any of the rest to make the video a little bit a little bit shorter, but just know that those are there. All right, so if we look at historical distributions for AMDY, we have 44 cents to $1.67. Last month's distribution was 51 cents. The implied volatility is 38%, which is given an estimate of 55-cent distribution. The short call premiums receive estimated distribution of 50 cents. So the future estimate distribution here is 51 cents to 68 cents, or an average of 58 cents. All right, so if we move on to AMZ, oh my goodness. AMZ's outstanding shares since the last declaration date has been 45%. So that means previously it was, like 2 million something, and now we're at 4 million something. So that's just crazy. Okay. That's usually, you might see that on brand new funds, but we don't necessarily see a percentage increase like that on established funds. So we'll pay attention to this as we go to see, what the other ones look like here. But anyway, AMC here has gone down 1% since the last ex-dividend date, and Amazon has gone down 3%. As far as distributions, distributions range between 37, historical distributions range between 37 and 97 cents. Last month was the highest distribution of 97 cents. Based on the implied volatility, AMZ's distribution would be 42 cents, but based on the short call premium received so far, it's 51 cents. So if we look at our future estimate distribution range, we're between 42 and 97 cents with an average of 70 cents. All right, if we go to Apple here, the outstanding shares have increased by 8%, or we're at 3.7 million in outstanding shares. So Apple has increased 3%, while Apple has increased 4%. Both of these are ranked number 4 between all the rest of them. But anyway, so distributions here have ranged from 17 to 63 cents. Last month was 34. Implied volatility estimate for distribution is 27 cents because it's only at 18%. The short call premium received so far is 22 cents. So the current, future range is 27 to 34 cents, or an average of 30 cents. If we look at Coney here, wow. Coney's outstanding shares have increased a lot also. So they've increased by 26%. Coney has gone up 3%, while Coin has gone up 5%. The historical distribution range is $1.08 to $2.79. Last month we were at $2.28. Currently, based on implied volatility, distribution is $1.43, or distribution estimate is $1.43. The short call premium received so far is only 91 cents. So our future range estimates are $1.25 to $2.28, or an average of $1.65. Dizzo, its outstanding shares have gone up too. Of course, it didn't have a lot to begin with. I think it was at 700,000 before, but we've increased here 36%, or 950,000. The stock, though, that's right, this one tanked on earnings. So Dizzo has gone down 10%, while Disney has gone down 11%. Historical distribution range is 26 to 77 cents. Last month was 71 cents. Don't expect a lot this month. But based on IV, we're looking at 26 cents. Based on short call premium received so far, we're looking at 29 cents. The future estimate range is 26 to 71 cents, or an average of 46 cents. Phoebe here, outstanding shares have increased 10% to just under 4 million outstanding shares. Phoebe has increased by 3%. Meta's increased by 5%. Historical distribution range is 28 cents to $1.18. Last month it was 90 cents. Currently, based on implied volatility, it would be 42 cents, and based on short call premium received would be 37 cents. So the range, future range here is 42 to 90 cents, or an average of 61 cents. GUI's outstanding shares have increased 19% to 2.3 million. Alphabet has increased 4%, but GUI has increased 5%. These rank 2 and 3 amongst the ETFs and underlying. The previous historical distribution range is 23 to 67 cents, with last month being the highest at 67 cents. And based on current implied volatility, an estimate distribution is 33 cents. Based on the short call premium received, the estimate is 43 cents. So if we look at our future estimate distribution range, we're looking at 33 to 67 cents, or 53 cents. JPMO, outstanding shares have increased 19% to 925,000. JPMO has only increased by 1%, while JPM has increased by 5%. Historical distribution range is 20 to 65 cents. Last month's distribution was 42 cents. Based on implied volatility, this month's distribution would be 26 cents. Based on the short call premium received, the estimate is 27 cents. So our range, future estimate range is 26 to 42 cents, with a future average, with an average of 35 cents. If we look at Marnie, its outstanding shares have only increased 4% to 1,375,000. Marnie has increased 7%, while Moderna has increased 33%. And that's just been in the last few days, because it was down and then it jumped up significantly. Historical range for Marnie has been 41 cents to $2.65. Last month's distribution was 95 cents. Implied volatility estimate is 94 cents, and short call premium received estimate is 67 cents. Future estimate range is 93 to 95 cents, with an average of 94 cents. MSFO, outstanding shares have increased 13%. Outstanding shares are at 2.8 million. Both of these have increased 5%, but Microsoft is a little better, as it is a green percentage. Historical distribution range here is 28 to 78 cents. Last month's distribution was 57 cents. Looks like the IV is really low. So based on IV, we're looking at 29 cents. Based on short call premium received, 38 cents. So a future estimate range is 29 to 57 cents, or an average of 47 cents. Misty, we've increased by outstanding shares by 14% to 4.4 million. Misty's price has gone up 16%, while MicroStrategy's price has gone up 32%. It has historical range here, but it's only had two. So we had one at 252 and the other at 413. So this one's still really new, so it makes this one a little harder. But last month's distribution was the 252. Right now, based on IV, it's 265, and the short call premium is $1.89. So our future estimated range is 252 to 265, with 259 being the average. Nestle here has increased by 17% for outstanding shares to 2.9 million. Nestle has increased by 6%, while Nestle increased 11%. Historical distribution range here is 42 cents to $1.26. Last month's distribution was 97 cents. Currently, based on the 24% IV, the estimated distribution is 35 cents, and the short call premium has only received 33 cents. So future estimate range at this point is 35 to 97 cents with an average of 59 cents. NVIDIA has increased its outstanding shares by 5% to 18,750,000. NVIDIA has gone up 13%, while NVIDIA has gone up 19%. These rank 3 and 2. Historical range, distribution range is 42 cents to 262. Last month was $1.20. Based off of IV, it would be 90 cents, but it looks like we've received short call premium of $1.60. So I don't even know how the IV can only be 38%. But anyway, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be towards the higher end. Yeah, it might be this IV now, but the last couple of weeks, that IV was probably a lot higher. And you could tell based off of the short call premium received. So I'm going to guess towards that higher end between the $1.20 to $1.60 right now, and not close to the 90 cents. But who knows? I could be totally wrong. So if we look at the future distribution range, we're looking at 90 cents to 220 with the average of $1.43. So if we look at OARC, outstanding shares have increased 5% or 6.3 million. They both decreased by 3%, but ARC must be just a little better there because it is green. Historical distribution range has been 24 cents to $1.09. Last month's distribution was 53 cents. And the IV, based on the IV, the estimate is 29 cents with a short call premium so far being 35 cents. So the future estimate range here is 29 to 53 cents with an average of 44 cents. PayPay here, outstanding shares have increased by 20%. To 1,050,000. PayPay only dropped 6%, while PayPal has dropped 7%. Historical range is 47 to 94 cents. Last month was the highest distribution at 94 cents. Based on current implied volatility, the distribution will be 40 cents. And wow, the short call here is only 26 cents. Now, there was, though, one day this past week that I did not capture the correct, or did not capture the trades. It was only for this one. So what I ended up having to do was use the holdings to estimate what they received. So I will say that here. So just know that. So with that said, in case somebody doesn't watch this one, I'll have to mention it each time. So I'm just going to mark this one as a color so I remember. It does seem that does seem low. Sorry, I went too far. All right. So, but based on the future estimated range, it's 36 to 94 cents, or an average of 57 cents. So for SQUE here, outstanding shares have increased 16% to 1,450,000. SQUE is doing better as it only decreased 3%, while Block has decreased 6%. Historical range here, distribution range is 38 cents to $2.15. Last month it was $1.12. Based off current IV, estimate distribution would be 67 cents, and based off the short call premium, 84 cents. Future estimated range is 67 to $1.15 with an average of 98 cents. Tesla here, outstanding shares have increased by 1%. Tesla is doing better. It's only down 1%, while Tesla is down 2%, but they both are ranking number 5. Now, the data here, as far as their distributions, is adjusted due to the reverse split. So they didn't actually pay $2.13. That's, just because of the reverse split. They did actually pay 68 cents, and that was 2 months ago, I believe. So you see the range there, 68 to 213, with last month's distribution being 69 cents. Based on current IV, 54 cents, and based on short call premium, 47 cents. So for the future estimated distribution range, we're looking at 54 to 69 cents, or an average of 63 cents. And the last one here, we have Zomo at 1.3 million outstanding shares, which has increased 13%. And Zomo is doing better, but it's only down 1%, while Exxon is down 3%. I must have missed whoever was number one, or maybe I mentioned, I just don't remember. I was going to say the first and the last. I must have skipped them. But anyway, we have the previous distribution range here of 20 to 41 cents. Last month was 34 cents. Based on the current IV, we're looking at 26 cents, and based on the short call premium, we're looking at 31 cents. So our future estimated range here is 26 to 43 cents, with an average of 34 cents. So anyway, I won't hold y'all any longer, but hopefully y'all are gathered some good useful information from this. And since I did go over this first few columns extensively, I will not go over this again in the future updated estimated distributions, and they'll just have to come back and reference this video. So those other videos hopefully will go through fairly quickly, and how this works if you've watched this, or at least followed last month of these. So anyway, don't forget to let me know in the comments the couple of questions or things, whatever I asked you at the beginning here. As far as, I believe, what I remember is whether you wanted me to do these every other day, this week to next week, or if you wanted me to just go ahead and cover these numbers every day. Again, I don't know how quickly they'll change, but the updated videos for these go fairly quickly, because we don't go over what everything means, and I don't read everything here again. We're just mainly looking at those changes for the current estimate or the future estimate. We're looking at the new numbers there, which is, again, last month's distribution IV and the short call. But so basically every day or every other day. And then the other one was crash. If you wanted me to put it in alphabetical order, or if you wanted me to just put it in the end, and I explained wherever it was, and I remembered it, why I put them at the end for holdings, and that this one I wouldn't mind putting it in the middle if they all want. And I think that's it. I don't know. There might have been another one. I apologize. Just trying to do a recap. But anyway, I will let y'all go, and thanks for joining me.